Prepare for the ultimate power scaling battle. 48 of the most legendary characters from across the multiverse are here for one reason, to prove their worth. From the godlike strength of Goku and Saitama to the dark power of Darkseid and Thanos, only one question remains. Who is truly worthy to lift the Mjolnir? The championship begins now. Watch until the end to see the ultimate winner. The Dark Knight conquered fear, but Odin demands rulers, not vigilantes hiding in the shadows. Gotham's hero finds no allies in the halls of Asgard. A false god demands obedience from those he deems lesser, but the hammer easily sees right through a fragile, broken ego that masks a coward's heart. An unbreakable will meets unbreakable divine magic. The feral beast simply cannot be tamed by ancient laws, no matter how hard his adamantium claws strike. He cannot take anything seriously, not even the judgment of a king. A broken, chaotic mind can never wield the absolute power of the righteous. Unmatched skill, speed, and discipline against a world of monsters. But this divine hammer is not another titan to be sliced by simple steel blades. A master assassin who operates in the dark to serve the light. Yet a true king must stand tall in the open, and the hammer rejects the path of the hidden blade. A perfect soldier built for the survival of humanity, but a weapon of duty has no royal blood in its veins, and even the most advanced armor fails against Odin's spell. A heart of great power and even greater responsibility. Yet his lingering guilt weighs him down far too much, making him heavy with a burden the hammer refuses to carry. A legendary explorer of the world's most dangerous secrets, but this is not a forgotten relic meant to be raided and locked away in a private museum. A mutant who slays monsters for coin and coin alone. Destiny requires far more than a witcher's code and a silver sword to move the weight of Asgard. The hero of the Leaf has the will of fire and the love of his people, but he lacks the cold, ruling resolve of an ancient king who must make the hardest of choices. A path of vengeance once consumed his entire being. The hammer rejects a heart that has flirted so deeply with the darkness of the Uchiha's curse. He wants to be the world's greatest swordsman through sheer training and grit, but his physical ambition is completely misplaced here in the presence of the divine. A pacifist who seeks global balance and harmony for all nations, Mjolnir requires a warrior willing to strike with absolute devastating thunder when the time comes. Master of the mystic arts and protector of our reality, but even the most complex sorcery cannot bypass a blood magic enchantment forged by the All-Father. The boy who lived through the darkest of spells. But a magic wand is merely a wooden toy compared to the pure primordial fury of the Norse gods. A pure-hearted outcast who follows her own path of truth. But the Force has absolutely no jurisdiction over the ancient and stubborn laws of Asgardian metal. A soul reaper protecting his friends in the boundary between worlds. But his hollow nature fiercely conflicts with the divine purity required to hold the hammer. A universe of alien power at his fingertips, ready for change. Yet absolutely none of those forms are worthy of sitting upon this specific ancient throne. Consumed by anger and the seductive call of the dark side. The hammer absolutely despises the Sith and the cold, mechanical hatred that fuels their power. Endless, uncontrollable rage that can shatter planets into dust. The hammer punishes those who lack inner discipline and the calm wisdom of a true leader. The ghost of Sparta destroyed his own pantheon in a quest for justice. He will find no friend or power in another, no matter how many gods he has slain. A force of pure, uncompromising brutality against the legions of hell. Mjolnir refuses to join a path of endless savage slaughter without a higher purpose. A pure heart that knows no malice or greed. But the Saiyan seeks only the thrill of combat and carefreely ignores the heavy, crushing burden of governance. A proud prince of a fallen warrior race who demands respect, his royal pride is seen as mere arrogance by the ancient soul of the All-Father. A legendary mutant whose raw, unrefined power constantly overflows. There is no control here, only absolute and devastating chaos that the hammer will never serve. A conqueror who views the earth as nothing more than future property. The hammer does not yield to imperial tyrants or those who rule through fear and blood. A beacon of hope with godlike strength that can move stars, yet he holds back. Mjolnir demands a ruler willing to end a life if the safety of the 9 realms depends on it. A Greek god of immense physical strength and legendary trials. But raw mythological muscle means nothing to the specific enchantments of the Norse pantheon. Infinite physical strength that renders all battles a simple chore, but strength without a struggle leaves a hero completely hollow inside, unable to find the fire of worthiness. The Mad Titan sought ultimate balance through a universal genocide. He is utterly unworthy, for he values his own twisted vision over the sanctity of life. The undisputed king of curses and the master of malevolent shrines. A soul so thoroughly drenched in malice that the hammer recoils from his very touch. Throughout heaven and earth, he alone is the honored one, but Odin fiercely disagrees, for the hammer recognizes no honors outside of its own ancient laws. He wanted to trap the entire world in an eternal, perfect dream. True rulers must be able to face the cold and painful reality of the lives they lead, a being capable of rewriting reality and the stars with a single thought. Yet the old enchantment remains stubborn and unyielding against even cosmic manipulation. An emperor of pure, unadulterated evil who rules with an iron fist. His rotten core is exactly what the hammer was designed to judge and destroy forever. The Lord of Apocalypse seeks the anti-life equation to enslave the multiverse. Mjolnir stands solely for the preservation and protection of all that lives. He believes only in the survival of the fittest and the evolution of power. But the ancient hammer decides who is fit to rule, not mere mutant biology or ego. A boredom-driven god of death who views life as a game. Asgardian metal is completely immune to the rules of a Shinigami and the ink of his dark book. Absolute strength that sits above the gods of destruction themselves. But he fights only for himself, isolating his own heart from the universe he should protect. The devourer of worlds hungers endlessly to fuel his cosmic existence. A force of pure destructive nature cannot be a king, for a king must provide, not consume. A being of pure antimatter seeking the total erasure of everything that is. The hammer anchors reality itself against his shadow, refusing to be unmade. A deity of pure primordial wrath who fights for his own justice. His anger is so vast and blind that it shatters his own divinity, leaving no room for a king's grace. An elder cosmic horror from the deep madness between the stars. Divine lightning cleanses the abyssal dark, rejecting the nightmare that seeks to rise. A god of destruction whose only job is to erase and clear away life. The magic of creation and ancient order aggressively denies his destructive touch. An angel who merely observes the natural flow of time and the universe. He has absolutely no worldly desire to interfere, to rule, or to hold a throne. The bringer of Ragnarok and the end of all Asgard. The hammer was forged specifically to crush fiery apocalyptic monsters exactly like him until the very end of time. The Omni-King deletes entire universes with a simple childish giggle. He is not worthy by any law. He is simply above the concept of judgment entirely. That concludes the Mjolnir Championship, but here's a challenge for you. Do you know every character that appeared today? Write their names in the comments below. Also, who do you want to see in the next videos? Drop your requests, hit that like button, and subscribe to Skull Bits for more legendary battles. Stay legendary.